always taking action for you.
First tonight at 6, it's a new day for Detroit as the city exits bankruptcy.
But change won't happen overnight, and there's still a lot more work ahead to keep the promise of a brighter future.
7 Action News reporter Jim Kirchner has been following the bankruptcy from day one and joins us now with what's next after 18 months. Jim?
This is just a beginning for Detroit to balance the balance sheet, to clean it up and spend money better on services. But could the schools be next? Based on what the governor said today, the financial crisis there has been going on much longer than in the city.
The financial emergency in the city of Detroit will be defined as wrapping up today.
At this point, the city will emerge later today, by the time I go to bed, from bankruptcy.
Is this one down and another to go? An emergency manager has been running Detroit Public Schools for a half-decade. The governor, who took the city through bankruptcy a year and a half ago, can now start a new project.
In my view, we've been there too long with an emergency manager. It goes back to my predecessor. So this is a case where emergency managers have not been as effective as they have been in municipalities.
You don't have to look far to see Detroit as a city that has lost 1.2 million people. And if you're talking about a complete turnaround to get families with kids to move back in, fix the broken schools.
We have 3 dysfunctional school systems in the city today: the Detroit Public Schools, the EAA, and the charters. And interestingly, the charter schools are not performing on the whole any better on the scores than the public schools.
The mayor is quick to point out he has enough to do with turning around the city.
I will not be operating the Detroit Public Schools. There is no discussion, no contemplation.
And what about other Michigan cities in financial distress? The governor says emergency managers have worked in Pontiac, Allen Park, Benton Harbor, and Flint. Bankruptcy is not the answer for everyone.
Bankruptcy is a very last resort, so no one should be planning to say, I want to go into bankruptcy.
And don't forget about the bills for attorneys and consultants in Detroit's bankruptcy still being hashed out. Another closed mediation today. You know we're watching that one.
In fact, Jim, we're going to be talking to Kevin Orr here by 7 o'clock this evening. We'll be asking questions about those bills and what's going to happen with those.
Well, the judge has a mechanism in place to still address them next month. So he knows that this is an issue that's still unresolved. And as I said, another mediation today. We don't know what's going on. I'm told they're making progress, which could mean a savings.
Unresolved issue, but he's done. Kevin
Orr is going to be in his bed tonight in suburban Washington, D.C.
I'm sure he's relieved about that.
Indeed.